Welcome to Grip Grind Glory, where grapplers train with purpose and grow through the grind. And now, your host thought-provoker and fellow grinder, Anna Janovics.
Hi everyone, this is Anna. I'm back with episode 9 of the Grip Grind Glory podcast. And today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be shorter, and it's going to be about the 9 things I wish someone told me before starting judo. Let's dive in. So the reason why I think this episode is going to be shorter than usual is because I have no script. I didn't really get prepared. I just put down the things I wish I'd known. And whenever I do this, I just zoom through the whole thing because I'm nervous and I'm worried that thoughts are not going to come to me and those kind of things. So we'll see. But I just thought I'd give it a go this way this time, because usually I make a script for myself. I write down everything I want to say. Today I didn't. So I do apologize if it's going to turn out not so well, but let's see. So the first thing that is really it was really very weird to me when I first started judo is that obviously being close to people in general, it's a full contact sport, and even if you're not on the ground, just to be able to throw someone, you have to get very close up to them, and that is something I struggle in life. In general, I always have this physical closeness. So in judo, it's the same. It took me a very long time, and most of the things I'm going to say today have taken me a very long time to get used to. It is what it is. You're kind of pushed to do the things to get close to people. But I just can't. I can't even imagine to do an orgy session, or anything to do with being even closer to someone else's body. So that's number one. That's real weird. And then number 2 was, which I was aware, if I'm honest, but I didn't know it would take so long to get used to, or to learn rather, is falling, getting used to falling in the first place. And it just over the weekend we had a new student coming down, and she was like, it's so weird that you grew up learning how not to fall, and coming to session you kind of push yourself to fall. This is what the whole thing is about. And so she was very apologetic, bless her, but she shouldn't have been. But she was like, I'm sorry, this is my first session, and I will have to get used to falling and blah blah blah. So it was really funny. We had such a good laugh. But getting used to falling has taken me a very long time, even though I don't think I was particularly afraid of it. But and this is gonna be number 3 on my list. Falling itself puts a different pressure on my body, I feel. So all those muscles that have never worked before, I didn't even know they existed, they're being activated basically through the act of falling. So I had all kinds of bruises and soreness and everything, in my elbow when I didn't get the slap on the mat right, or in my neck. I still do get this neck soreness from the neck muscles as I tuck my chin in. So that's really very uncomfortable. And all the rest of it, it's it's basically old muscles newly found in my body, which made me think that I'm not as fit as I thought I was. And I might be a little bit weak as well. But then I realized that it's not about, not being fit or being weak or whatever. It's that my body has never done this before. So obviously it's going to hurt for a little bit at the beginning anyway. And it still does sometimes. But obviously it goes, even when I pull a muscle or something, it just goes in a couple of hours. So, that's the reward. I feel at the end of all of it that, you do get used to it eventually. You just have to keep going when it's getting tough. Another very weird thing, and this is number 4 on my list, which I knew would happen because obviously my husband is a coach, and I saw him in fights, and we watched so many judo fights and what have you, is that you're going to be pulled and pushed, but that is something that it just takes me out of my comfort zone big time. I remember being pushed in school, and it just made me so upset. Even if you don't fall, even if they just push you, it's somehow, I think, I associated the act of pushing with being rejected back in the days. That's what I think now. And so when I'm being pulled and pushed in judo, it really makes me angry, which is good. It gives you strength and power to push back. But it's at the beginning, it's very annoying and very frustrating. It was for me anyway. And then number 5 is terminology. It's a Japanese sport, so there is terminology in Japanese. And I must say, I speak 4 languages, and I thought it would be no problem for me. But obviously, I got older since I learned all those languages, and now it's a really bummer for me to learn all the terminology. And sometimes I don't even know what throw we're talking about, which is, shame on me, I know, but I'm just not wired anymore, apparently. So that's one of the reasons, first of all, and this is number 6 on my list, so I was gonna get onto it, but I'll just tie it in nicely. That's one of the reasons why I can't get graded because I don't know the terminology. But good news, I'm not here to get graded. I'm not interested in the belts and whatever. So I'm still white belt, and I'm happy being a white belt. And I'd like to keep it that way, because I think that judo is so much more than a belt system, and everyone is very they're just hung up on the belts and different grades, and we talk in grade language basically in judo, which is, I think, it's completely unnecessary, because obviously it's a way of comparison, and it's not, this sport is not here to be compared in, and I don't fully agree with that. But I know that the majority of people here are totally they're totally into the belt system and the grades and the everything that comes with it. So it's just not my thing. So there should be, and I think I'm already thinking about it, I think there should be another path, something else that judo can offer to people like me, to adults who come in later and would like to evolve and grow and do their own journey in the sport. But there is nothing else but grades, which is kind of old-fashioned. But anyway, I'm sure I'm going to be able to come up with something I already have. But yeah, so the belt system, it's very overrated, I think. So that would have been nice to know. And then number 7 on my list is that there is no women community as such in judo. And I'm going to stop here because obviously we're going to be, Grip Grind Glory is going to be pushing for the women community. It's even if I had known, I wouldn't have realized that it would be so important to me, if that makes sense. But obviously I want to get into competitions and stuff, and not having a female community means that I basically can't. I talked about it in previous episodes, and it's a real shame that, there are no women in the sport, and whoever there are, or, again, black belts and downgrades and what have you, which, so yeah, it would be really nice to have it, and we're gonna focus partly on building a female community that's actually here to, grow, not just on the mat. We always say on and off the mat, but basically what the belt system does is that you're only growing on the mat, and off the mat is forgotten, even though this whole judo discipline has been built around personal growth rather than, belts and what have you. Anyway, yeah, and that takes me to number 8, which is what I realized is that simply by doing more of judo, I won't get better at this level, which means that obviously if you're an elite athlete, you will do, I don't know how many days and how many times a day training, so it will get you better, yes. But I started late. I have a certain fitness level, and if I want to get better at judo, I will have to do off the mat exercises, training as well, on my own time, at my own pace and own level, in between sessions to get there. Because, and this ties in with my number 9, because I always feel like I'll never catch up because I started late. And so it's a lot more for me to elevate the experience on the mat. I have to put in the work off the mat as well, and that's what our challenges are built for. If you have a look, I don't think the first challenge is out yet, but it will be, I think, I don't know, sometime soon. But yeah, that was my number 9, that because you started late, you're gonna be feeling like you'll never catch up. But I promise you that that's very far from the truth. A lot of people at this age, low levels, they struggle with the same things. So we will invite them all, we will invite you all to our challenges to do, with our community, and take our judo game to the next level. So those were my 9 points, which I wish I had known before starting judo. I didn't, and I still kept going. So all of these realizations are, there, I think, to make us, stronger, and to make a decision every single day to stay, even if it's hard. If it is hard, judo is hard, and that's what I like about it. So yeah, you let me know, please, in the comments, or drop me a line, give me a call, tell me what your challenges are or have been, and join our Facebook group. We opened the judo, the women only Judo Women Rising, it's called, and then there is a generic all gender Facebook group which is called Judo Reimagined. Both are groups of Grip Grind Glory, and we would love to have you there. and take this game to the next level. And I will be back next week with a new episode. That's going to be episode 10. And until then, let's grip, grind, and glory.